I was living with my dad and my grandparents when I was little because my mom and dad had me when they were very young and they couldn't stay together. My mom didn't have a stable home, so my dad got to keep me and he moved in with my grandparents. They loved me so much and treated me like a princess. But when I was 6 years old, something sad happened. My grandpa died of cancer. He was the best grandpa ever, and I missed him a lot. This story happened about 5 months after he died. It was a Saturday, I think, and my dad was at work. My grandma wanted to cheer me up, so she took me to McDonald's for lunch. I loved McDonald's, especially the Happy Meals and the toys. So, we drove to the nearest McDonald's, which was not too far from our house, and we ordered our food and sat down at a table. There was no one else eating inside the restaurant, only us. But then, after about 10 minutes, a man walked in. He looked very weird and dirty. He didn't fit in with the nice neighborhood we lived in. He had long and messy white hair and a beard that looked like it hadn't been washed in a long time. He was wearing blue shorts and a white t-shirt that had stains on it, and he had sandals on his feet. I remember everything about him, even though this happened a long time ago. He ordered some food and then he sat down at a table that was close to ours. He was on the left side of us, and my grandma had her back to him, but I could see him very clearly. And then I saw something that made me feel sick. Under the table, he had something on his lap that was dark, pink, and wrinkly, and he kept looking at me and touching it with his hand. I knew what it was because we learned about it in school. We learned about strangers and how they could be dangerous. We learned about good touches and bad touches. And we learned about the parts of our body that no one should touch or see. I knew that this man was doing something very bad and wrong. I felt scared and sick. I wanted to tell my grandma, but I was afraid that the man would hear me and hurt us. I wished my dad was there because he was strong and brave, and he would protect me. But he wasn't there, so I had to protect myself. I took my Happy Meal box and put it in front of my face so I wouldn't have to see the man anymore. I still had some food left, but I didn't want to eat it. I just wanted to leave. My grandma asked me if I was full, and I said yes. She knew I was a small eater, so she didn't think anything was wrong. She asked me if I wanted to play in the play area before we left, but I shook my head and said in a quiet voice, "I want to go home." She said, "Okay, a why," and she threw away our trash, and we left. When we got home, I was still feeling scared and sick. I felt like I was going to throw up. My grandma noticed that something was wrong with me, and she asked me, "What's the matter, baby?" I couldn't hold it in anymore, and I started crying. I told her everything about the man at McDonald's and what he did. She didn't get angry or scream. She just hugged me and said that it was okay. She told me to go to my room and play, and that she would take care of it. She dried my tears and gave me a Kool-Aid burst, which was my favorite drink. She also told our dog, Patches, to go with me, and she did. Patches was a good dog, and she always made me feel better. After I left the room, my grandma called McDonald's and told them what happened. She was lucky because the man was still there. The manager said that he would handle it and call her back. About an hour later, he called her back and told her that he called the police, and they came very fast and arrested the man. It happened to me and my friend Anna about a year ago, and it still gives me chills. We are both 22-year-old girls, and we like to have fun and explore new places. One weekend, we were bored, and we decided to go to this amazing beach that everyone loves. We wanted to take some cool pictures and have a good time, so we packed our stuff and drove to the beach. We had a blast there. We took a lot of photos and enjoyed the sun and the sand. We had a great day, but on the way back, We got really hungry and we decided to stop at McDonald's in the town near the beach. This town is super famous and beautiful. A lot of celebrities and rich people live there. It's like a dream place. There's also this very fancy restaurant on the beach that is very popular with the stars. You can see it from the highway. It's right across the street from the McDonald's we went to. A lot of celebrities go to this restaurant, and they usually have drivers who take them there. They drive big black cars, like SUVs. The drivers usually wait for them in the parking lot of McDonald's while they eat at the restaurant. Anna and I didn't know this when we went there. We just wanted a McFlurry. So we parked our car and got out. And then I noticed that Anna was acting strange. She checked the car doors 3 times to make sure they were locked. And she took her expensive camera with her. I asked her what was wrong, and she said that there were some guys, the drivers, standing in front of the McDonald's. They were smoking and staring at us, and they made her feel uncomfortable. I'm not the type of person who gets scared easily. I trust people, and I don't think they mean any harm. And this was a very busy and nice place, so I wasn't worried. We went inside and there were some other people there, around our age. We ordered our food and sat down at a table. Then one of the drivers came in and sat down a few booths away from us. He was facing us, and he could see us.
I couldn't see him because my back was to him.
But Anna could see him, and she got nervous and wanted to leave. This guy wasn't eating anything. He was just looking at us. But I still felt safe because this was a crowded McDonald's, and this was one of the nicest towns in Southern California. I grew up in South Central, and I've seen some creepy people before. So I wasn't too bothered by him. But Anna was scared, so I agreed to go. I just had to use the bathroom first. The bathroom was in a weird place. It was not in the main room where the counter and the tables were. It was in a hallway on the side of the counter. There were more tables there, and the bathroom was at the end of the hallway, in the back. There was also a door that led outside, next to the bathroom. The bathroom was small. It only had 2 stalls. I walked into the first stall, without looking if anyone else was there. I just wanted to pee and get out. But then I heard the door open, and I heard Anna call my name. I was confused because she was supposed to be watching our stuff. I said, "Yeah, what's up?" She asked me, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just peeing." She said, "Oh, okay." And then she just stood there. It was weird. After a few seconds, she left. I finished peeing and walked out of the bathroom. I saw her waiting by the door with all of our stuff. I asked her what was going on and why she came into the bathroom. She looked at me with a scared face, and she said, "We have to go now." I was still not scared, just confused. We ran to the car, and she told me what happened. She said that when I went to the bathroom, the creepy driver followed me in there. I didn't hear him come in, but maybe I did, and I thought that someone was in the other stall or leaving. Or maybe they just wanted to look at themselves in the mirror, and I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention. I know for sure that I didn't know that someone was in the stall next to me because he didn't close the door when he came in. She was on her phone, so she didn't see him follow me either. But a young guy saw it, and he asked my friend if we knew the driver. She was very nervous, and she said no, and then she ran to check on me. He was in the stall next to me with the door open. It was a big stall for people who needed help, and he was very quiet. She came in, and she didn't see him. So she called my name to see if I was okay, and he quickly ran out of the stall and past her. She was very shocked, and she didn't know what to do except to get our stuff and get ready to run. When we got to her car, he was sitting in his big black car with dark windows next to us, still looking at us. We drove away fast, and when we got home, we called McDonald's to tell them what happened. They didn't care. And then we called the police to tell them too, but they were closed. Thanks, Malabar, for nothing. Then my mom got very angry and said that she would tell everyone on social media that they didn't take us seriously. And she talked to someone who worked for McDonald's. They looked at the cameras and they saw the guy follow me in. They made a report to the police, so hopefully this never happens to anyone else again. Thank God nothing bad happened, but it was still very scary. The guy was sitting in his car and looking at us when we left, and who knows what he wanted to do. It happened at the McDonald's where I work. It's a small place in a tiny town in the south. I've met some weird people and seen some messed up stuff there, but nothing like what I saw today. It was so creepy and scary. And the worst part is, most people didn't even notice it. Or maybe they just didn't care. It was around 7 p.m., and I was working behind the counter. The lobby was full of people, including some kids. I like kids. They're cute and fun. So, I usually watch them play when I'm bored. But today, I had to focus on the customers. There were so many of them. I didn't pay attention to the kids for a while. Then I heard a man voice, very low and quiet. He said, "So, how old are you?" I looked over and saw this huge guy with no hair and a red shirt. He was talking to a little girl who was about 5 or 6 years old. He also had a little boy on his shoulders who was laughing. They were both blonde and blue-eyed. They looked happy, and the guy seemed nice. But something in my gut told me something was wrong. I had a bad feeling that these kids were not his. Why would he ask a little girl how old she is? If he knew them, he would know that already. Why would he care? Then he said something that made me freak out. He said, "You should come with me now. I have a little brother who is 6 too. Let's go play with him." He started to walk to the door with the boy on his shoulders and the girl following him. I ran to the door to stop him. I was scared he was going to kidnap them. Just then, a woman with blonde hair came out of the bathroom. She yelled, "Hey, where are you guys going? Get over here." The big guy stopped and looked terrified. His eyes were huge. He was caught. The woman grabbed the little girl and took the boy from him. He said, "Oh, I was just playing with the kids. They're nice kids. I just really like kids." He said it all at once with a fake smile. The woman smiled back, but her eyes were angry. They said, "Stay the F away from my children, you creep." She said, "Oh, well, I'm glad you had a nice time, but we need to go order now." She took her kids to the back of the restaurant. The big guy ran out of the front door. The woman held her kids tight the whole time she was there, even in their booth. I hope I never see that guy again. If I do, I will call the cops right away. He was a creep and a danger to those kids. What if I didn't see him? What if their mom didn't come out of the bathroom in time? I don't want to think about it. I think it was wrong that she left her kids alone in a crowded lobby, but no one should have to worry about losing their kids to a sicko like that. He had a creepy smile that gave me chills.